Lost, nowhere to go, nothing to guide you back to the start? Trust me, you're not alone. Everybody gets lost sometimes. But you want to know the secret to finding your way back? Endurance. Without it, you don't have the strength to continue onward and get through your hardships. Virgil, one of Rome's greatest poets, even said, "Come what may, all bad fortune is to be conquered by endurance." And I don't think he said that just so we could ignore it. Two people, Lewis and Clark. What comes to mind? Two men traveling across the country? Well, there were dozens of other men with them, and they all had a different story. But the one that sticks out to me the most is George Shannon's. He was the youngest member on the quest and was known for getting lost. Do you think getting left in a grocery store is scary? He got separated from the expedition for 16 days. Shannon was originally set out to find two horses that had strayed away during the night. After finding them, he went back to the expedition. But when he got to the river, they weren't there. Thinking they were up ahead of him, he sped up his progress to try to catch up. Within the first 4 days, he ran out of bullets. The only food he had left were grapes and a rabbit. Choosing to turn around and find a trading party he could stay with, he started back down the river. But after traveling for a little bit, he came across Lewis, Clark, and the rest of the men. It turned out he had been ahead of them for more than 2 weeks. Getting lost wasn't the only way the adventurers proved they had endurance, though. A lot of the voyage was spent in rivers and in boats. The men used oars, sails, and even poles to move the ship. And when the river got really shallow or there was a storm, the explorers had to drag boats upstream with ropes. Endurance could not have been more important in these months. The patience required for the journey was unbelievable, but the members pulled off the task and endured. I guarantee there will be countless times in your life when you need endurance to get through. A little while ago, my grandpa had to go to the hospital because of an infection he had. After being hooked up to machines and taking a bunch of medication, he was put in a rehabilitation center. At first, he needed a wheelchair because he couldn't walk, but after a bunch of physical therapy, the wheelchair turned into a walker, and the walker turned into a king. He's coming home any day now, and after a month of being away. My point is, every time I saw him, I thought of how strong and patient he must be, going through all of this, and still smiling when it came to visit. Everyone has to go through adversities in life, whether it's dropping out of school and getting turned down for a job, or even losing a family member. You need to endure and get through those problems. It's like being stuck in the same spot. Until you decide to get up and start moving again, you won't go anywhere. Sure, it may be hard to get going, but in the end, it will be worth it. Endurance isn't just the strength to break down the wall, it's the ability to find out how to get through it. Did I change your world?